Hello, artist friends. I have a little theory I want to kind of chat about, and it's kind of like the paradox of creativity and how being comfortable with your work being rubbish or just producing shit work is actually how you produce really good work. So let me explain that. So I know that sounds kind of weird and counterintuitive and a little bit nonsensical even, but I swear it's the key. Let me just use myself as an example. So I used to be riddled with perfectionism. Can't lie, still a little bit perfectionistic, but getting better every day. But what would happen is it would impede so heavily on my creative process. I would be writing or drawing or creating in some way and constantly analysing what I was doing and evaluating whether it was good. And that evaluation had a lot to do with whether I was worthy as a person, over identified with the quality of my work. So I was end gaming everything. And then recently I've managed to completely switch that around. And so now I write and draw whatever I'm creating, and I don't mind if it's shit. In fact, I almost like embrace it as a necessary part of the evolution of the piece. And I know that every time I start something, it is a bit shit for quite a while. And even if it's shit for ages, I don't let it spook me. And what I found is I'm producing better work, much better work. And so, just to give you a little analogy that I think of often, is that it's like turning on a rusty tap and running all the rusty, disgusting water out for as long as it takes until this clear, kind of limpid, beautiful water comes out. And when you hear professional artists and musicians talk about their process, they have like mastered this art. And then if you hear them being interviewed, often musicians, for example, will talk about churning out like loads and loads of songs before they get to the hits that they actually put on their album. Or novelists will talk about saying, well, I wrote one or two fucking atrocious, probably they're being a bit harsh, they probably weren't that bad, but mediocre, let's say, novels before I got this, amazing piece of literature out. And so I think there's something to be said about keeping the faith, staying diligent, and also not judging your work as being shit, but seeing the shitness, sorry, I'm swearing a lot, seeing it as part of the process, a really valuable foundational part of the process, and embracing it. So if you can embrace the shitness of some of your work, know that that is the quickest and fastest and most direct way to producing really good work. And it's a weird kind of paradox, but if you can train your mind to see it like that, I think you can really tap into something.